Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Saturday the 7th of January 2023. Thanks for joining me. I want to use the Wildwood Tarot for today's reading. On the 7th of January we have a full moon in Cancer happening, and I mentioned the different time zones on that. It falls right after midnight. I'm in Central Europe, so it happens on the 7th at 7 minutes past midnight. If you're in the UK though, that's 1 hour behind. So that's on the 6th of January at 7 minutes past 11 in the evening. I didn't give all the time zones. I think someone asked about that. So we do have this full moon happening. So if you're interested in what's going on there, please check out the separate video I've made on that. It's an unusual one because it's a micro moon, which is kind of rare. But for this reading, I want to see what the Wildwood Tarot has to say about this day, and what energy you'll be working with, and really what the card's perspective on things is, because the tarot has its own. I love this card so much. The Queen of Bows. Best Queen of Bows I've ever seen. Okay, so let's see what the tarot wants you to be aware of. We've got the Four of Arrows, which is rest. Okay, in this case, it seems like a forced rest almost. No, the arrows haven't hit. Then we've got the Two of Arrows, injustice, and the Wanderer. Oh, you know, to me this says that transformation is possible, dreaming is possible. You don't need to know absolutely everything in life to find a way forward. Sometimes it's okay to just trust. What a beautiful message. I love it. Okay, so the Four of Arrows, usually that's a knight lying in church, and he's got a full suit of armor on. There's a stained glass window above him, and it's a moment of respite. It's taking time out before you have to do something difficult, trying to get some guidance or to get the ideas clear, and praying for something bigger to help. So it's about connection and spiritual guidance. So that's available. But in this case, we've got a man lying in the grass, and he's covered by 4 arrows, which is strange to me, because if he'd been shot, then obviously him lying face down would make sense. But if you're running from a bunch of arrows and they all hit or something, you're not going to fall asleep right in the middle unless the threat is now gone. Although I choose somewhere more comfortable to sleep. So I'm not really getting this. The Four of Swords isn't really duress or urgency. It's going to a quiet place and saying, I'm going to contemplate what I have to do next. So in this case, I suppose the only way I can interpret this is that, yeah, he can like just sleep there because some sort of risk or something doesn't seem as pressing as you thought it was. And this butterfly, obviously, transformation, being the caterpillar, then turning, having this kind of cocoon period, and then turning into this beautiful butterfly. I get the sense that it's important to be cautious, to hold back a little bit. That change is happening. It may not be happening as quickly as you want it to, but you're going in the right direction. Also, we've got symbols for nature here. So going out to nature and letting that inspire you and give you some messages, I think that's a good idea. Next, the Two of Swords, the Two of Arrows. This card usually, the woman is holding 2 swords across her chest, and there's a giant ocean behind her. It's a card that says you don't have the full picture. You have hope for the future that things will go well, but you're also kind of worried that you may have to prepare for the worst, or because you don't have complete vision over what's going on, it kind of makes you defensive and anticipate something negative. Here we've got a feather and coins, so it's perfect balance between the spiritual and the physical. So that's the second time I'm getting that. There is a lot of spiritual guidance available to you, but it's going to come through differently, and it's not going to give you all the answers to real life problems. So if it feels like you're being prompted, what I mean is that rather than be prompted, I think what emerges on this day is this feeling of innocence, optimism, enthusiasm, youth. It's like this moment when you first go out into the world and you see a rainbow and you try and catch it, you know. It's really like being enchanted by the world again. So basically, I think you stop trying to figure it all out, You give it a rest, literally, and that resting in itself is what transforms the process, brings the magic back so that you're connected with the natural world, and most importantly, you're in a sense of wonder. That fabulous, miraculous things can happen. I find that really interesting, because if you get into a routine in life, miracles are kind of like, something you would think about, or possibly, maybe not, but you're busy, you're doing your other stuff, you're going food shopping. It's not something you would consider. But then if you're in a major position of a major state of transition, like you suddenly have to find a new job or you have to move house. I don't know about you, but in those cases, I then really rely on this sense of the miraculous and wondrous. Like something amazing is going to show up. The world is going to take care of me. I'm going to find something that's even more, an even better fit for myself. So it's interesting that we're entering this space of everything opens up. You stop trying to figure things out. That doesn't mean that all your problems go away, but I feel you get a lot more done as such by not worrying as much, not trying to work every angle, and just relaxing back into yourself and realizing that there's this magical force that's working with you. And that the process doesn't need to be so serious and it's all, on a list. And there are wondrous things that happen in your life. And this is a day, I feel, of tapping into that sense of wonder so that you can receive ideas and messages, and that either the blindfold comes off in the sense of, okay, I see what I'm doing now, or in the sense that it doesn't matter if the blindfold is on. I feel my path forward and I can still manage the way I am by listening to all this inner guidance. So number-wise, we've got 4 and 2, that's 6. 6 is a temporary opportunity. So if there is a possibility for you to kind of take a little bit of time for yourself, to just take a walk really, or to do something that you really enjoy, something that makes you feel content and rested, and like you're taking good care of yourself, and like you're putting your worries down for a second. Like this bow here, she's anticipating something, but she's not actually doing it. So it's about putting everything, like your weapons, your defense mechanisms, to the side and just letting the sense of wonder reappear. Yeah, that's kind of, to me, that's the difference between you've just been on a 2-week meditation retreat, you've meditated the whole time, you feel super rested, energized, you go back to work 2 weeks later, it takes you like 10 minutes to do something because you're just so mentally strong and well rested, versus you've been working non-stop for 4 months, and this 10-minute job, you're so exhausted, it takes you an hour or two just because everything is more difficult. You're trying to control it. There's no sense of joy in it. You're tired. This is an opportunity to recharge in earnest. Okay, so that's what I get for this day. I hope you have a wonderful time. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, scroll down a little bit until you get to a button that says book your reading. Click on that to order your reading with me. In my personal readings, I use astrology, the tarot, and numerology. I combine all three. So if you're going through a period of change, or if you're interested in your strengths and weaknesses, what's coming up in future, locations that work best for you, I use astrocartography for that, progress charts, solar return charts around your birthday for the year ahead, and your transits, of course. So if you're interested in any of that, or you have some questions that you want answers to, then please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. And if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe and share it online. Have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.